Could you live alone for 30 years?
Let's talk about that. Good mythical morning.
Everybody needs a little time away. I heard her say, from each other. It's true. It's not just a very catchy Chicago song.
That was so nice.
Which I am downloading immediately after that, and it's going to be in your brain if you know the song the rest of the day. You're welcome. If not, you should look into it. It's a great song. But it's wise. Wow. Everybody does need a little alone time.
Yeah.
I mean, we just spent
a few weeks
vacationing apart. And now our relationship is healthier because of it.
You think so?
Our relationship with Mythical Beasts is healthier because of the hiatus. I believe it. But there's some people, as it turns out, who need a little bit more than a little time away. They need decades away.
Maybe 30 years.
I'm talking about hermits, y'all.
Okay, we've got some insane hermit stories for you today, and we have a special little surprise packed into the middle of that hermit sandwich. Stay tuned for that. But let me start by telling you about Christopher Thomas Knight, a.k.a. the North Pond Hermit.
Why don't you tell me about Christopher Knight?
Are you going to do Chicago the whole
I'm
time?
sure it will be all right.
Now, I say that in a really sensational voice, but it's actually kind of a boring story when you think about it because...
Bore me!
When he was 20 years old in 1986, right after Chernobyl happened, he went off into the woods in Maine, in central Maine. Not because of Chernobyl, he just uses Chernobyl as a way of remembering when it was.
Okay.
He has no reason why he went away. He just went.
Hey.
And he stayed there for
hermits need not reasons.
27 years! He didn't tell his family where he was going. He made no contact with anybody the entire time except one hiker who happened to go by his campsite, and apparently he said, hi. That's it.
27 years,
27
he says
years,
hi.
Hi. That's it for 27 years. Now, before 1986, this guy had never been camping, ever. This is like your first tattoo being full-body leopard spots. he full headlong right into this experience.
By the way, I'm sure that's been done too, but we should save that for another episode.
He never lit a fire for fear of being found. He never went away from the camp except during the nighttime.
Dude, we went camping that one time, and it wasn't the first time we ever been camping, and they wouldn't let us start a fire, and we were immediately like, well, we should just leave.
Yeah, he's like, 27 years I can do that.
No
campfire. The best part of camping, he didn't even get that. But how did he live?
Poor
if he doesn't
guy.
have a fire, if he's not doing anything except saying hi to one person in 30 years... He stole stuff. A lot of stuff.
Oh, really?
40 robberies a year, over 1,000 robberies over the years that he was out there. He would go to homes, schools, summer camps, and he would get all his supplies, including his underoos. He would steal...
Dude would steal underwear?
Yeah, probably dirty ones, just off of the floor. That's why you should always never put your dirty underwear on the floor. You always put it in the hamper, because a crazy hermit might come and be like, oh, free underoos.
Scoop it up. Pull it on.
Don't do that. He also stole...
I picture him wearing the underwear outside of his clothes.
Yeah,
like,
I'm sure that's what he did. All hermits do that. It's called the exo underwear skeleton.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
He
even stole a 10-year-old's Halloween candy stash. I don't know how they knew that he did that.
This dude has no moral compass.
It was not a video for a Jimmy Kimmel thing. It was actually just a legitimate, he just stole the candy from
Did he have an actual compass?
Okay, but he obviously wasn't out there forever. He was caught. What did he do? Well, there was a guy, a game warden named Terry Hughes, who made it his life mission to catch the North Pond Hermit. And so what he did...
Sounds like a movie. Like, he would be played by, like, the guy from Avatar who looks like this.
Yeah, the general.
Hey, man. I've been hunting for you for 27 years.
He set up a camera at Pine Tree Summer Camp because Christopher had been known to go in there and steal things, and he put a motion sensor behind the ice machine because I figure after a while this hermit's going to need some ice.
I put underwears all over the floor.
I lured him in with dirty underwear right to the ice machine. So then,
and
sure
it worked?
enough, on April 3rd, 2013 at 1 a.m., the silent alarm goes off, and he goes up there and he finds the North Pond Hermit in the kitchen, snooping around. He has a gun, not the hermit, but the general, and he holds him at gunpoint until the authorities show up. They end up catching the dude, arresting him.
General. He's not a general.
Only 7 months in prison. 7 months in prison, which he said did more damage to him than the 30 years that he spent in the wilderness. And now he's out and he's on probation. And I'm assuming that one of the conditions of probation is no camping.
Right.
And underwear on the inside.
Wink, wink, did the judge. I hope the judge didn't wink, wink.
He didn't.
All right, I have another super sensational hermit story, but first it's time to get to the meat in the hermit sandwich. A little new surprise that we worked up.
It's time for It Was the Best of Times, It Was the Worst of Times. Okay, here's how it works. One of us, and it's going to be you because we're going alphabetical,
Yes.
has to do something that is the best and the worst, good and bad, at the same time, and then make a decision if you'd ever do it again.
Okay.
Link, pick a card. Any card.
I'm going to pick this card, this one card. Get a massage while being fed sardines.
Okay. All right, we got this new spot to do stuff like this. Whoa, look, you took your shirt and your glasses off.
I'm getting a massage.
Okay, let's bring in the masseuse.
Chase is the masseuse.
Chase is the masseuse. Do you think we're going to get an actual masseuse?
Like a Swedish masseuse.
I will be feeding Link the sardines. Link, again, this is...
A massage from Chase is not under the best category.
No, Chase is good at a lot of things. He owns a chinchilla.
Period.
Okay, listen. I'm going to be feeding you these whole sardines while you get this wonderful massage. Now, I'm thinking the massage is the good part and the sardines are the bad part. The best of times are the worst of times, and you're going to tell us whether or not you'd ever do this again, okay? You can start the massage whenever you want to, masseuse Chase.
Something just dripped. Was that off of you?
He's got lotion.
Chase?
He dripped some lotion on you.
You're kidding me.
No, he's
Oh,
he's
God.
not a professional. He just owns a chinchilla.
Oh. Ah. Oh.
Right?
I bet it. Man, it's just so awkward that, like, Chase works for me, but not as a masseuse.
Think of him just like you're at a resort. You just with a resort. And, no, you're at the mall. You're at the mall, and one of those guys stopped you and said,
Don't hold back, Chase. I need this. Okay. I don't want to eat any more of these sardines.
"Oh, you just come on now."
I don't want to use my hands because I got to beat them up. Oh my goodness, this is awkward. I don't want to eat any more of this.
That's part of the experience.
I don't want any more.
Okay.
I got some. Ooh.
He's really working the elbows now.
Oh gosh, a little higher. Oh, okay. Oh, there you go.
Okay,
Oh.
Link, have you gathered enough information about this experience
Oh,
to
good
gauge
gosh.
to gauge whether or not you would do it again?
Yeah, I'd do it again.
All right, this has been It Was the Best of Times, It Was the Worst of Times. All right.
Oh man,
How you feel?
good. I've been chipmunking this stuff though. I still have to get it down.
Oh, we'll just proceed. Oh, gosh. There's some noises being made.
Very oily. My back.
Oh.
And the sardines, like I said. All right, got another hermit story for you, and really great breath for this part.
Oh, wow. It's like a cat got out of a dumpster.
And crawled into my mouth. 1974, during the Vietnam War, Ho Van Tan, his home. This is kind of sad to start off with. His home was destroyed by a bomb that also killed his wife and two of his sons. This is during the Vietnam War. Well, he immediately just grabs his other son and runs into the jungle.
He's out of Dodge.
Yeah, which totally makes sense, right? Not necessarily a hermit, except that he stayed there for 40 years.
In the woods.
40 years in the woods without contact with anyone except the son. Now, he was 42 years old when he went in, so his son, who was 2 at the time, grew up to be a 42-year-old in complete isolation. They were even isolated from the ground for the most part. He built
They were flying?
No, he couldn't fly. He built a tree house 16 foot off the ground. They fashioned loincloths out of tree bark. And
They went all in. They went all in.
he had pants, but he folded his pants up neatly in the corner of the treehouse, and they stayed there for 40 years. He used bomb shrapnel to make knives and axes, and he cultivated tobacco, and like he and his son smoked tobacco and just lived out there for
Could
40,
be worse.
for 40 years until locals. I say locals, but they were kind of venturing out farther to get firewood. They come back with a report of 2 jungle men living out there.
We
in the
found
woods.
some jungle men.
Of course, it's Ho Van Tan and his son. living in their treehouse. And they sent the authorities out there. The authorities bring him in, and it turns out that he spoke a few words, but his communication had broken down severely. The dad. But the son didn't know anything except for like just a couple of words. Over the course of their 40-year isolation, they stopped speaking even to each other.
This is
so it was like
sad at this point.
They but they were thriving out there.
But they were communicating.
Smoking cigarettes.
They were communicating.
With hand signals. Oh. They communicated, and so that's how they would communicate when they were brought back into civilization. They were given $1,900 to build a house, which they built.
Oh, they got quite a house for that.
Well, they built a nice house. Here's a picture of him the son sweeping out in front of it.
And are they now that they're speaking to each other?
It's starting to speak a little bit more, and the son is learning to listen to music on his cellular telephone.
That is a tough thing to learn how to do. Let me teach you how to do this, sir.
But I can totally relate. When I worked for my dad for a summer, he whisked me away and we built a tree house. No, we would like lay tile and paint houses. But my dad got into this rhythm of not speaking to me. He would grunt and use hand signals. And it was extremely frustrating. And then I found that like sometimes I'll do that with the kids.
You do that with me.
Yeah, it's
all
like,
the time.
If I want you to pick up something, I know I don't grunt like a caveman, but I'm more like just
you sound like the Swiss chef.
And then so I believe that this would be my life if I went to a treehouse. I would come back doing hand signals with one
ought to take Lando
sign.
to the woods and see how it turns out. And when he comes back, I'll teach him how to listen to music on a cell phone.
But yeah, they're adapting back into society, and good for them. The Jungle Men coming back in strong. Man.
Are you a hermit that watches Good Mythical Morning? If so,
leave a hand signal down below,
please. Yes.
Thanks for hand signaling and liking this video.
It is a hand signal.
Yeah.
You know what time it is.
I'm Riley. I'm Aubrey. It's time to spin the wheel of mythicality.
We're on Snapchat. Our account is called Real Rhett Link. Real Rhett Link. It's real. We're Rhett and Link. Snapchat.
Follow that. Click through to Good Mythical More. Rhett's got an amazing story of an amazing encounter while being a hermit on vacation. I got a vacation story too.
Soccer moms.
Hey, Lorene.
Hey, Joanne. Did you hear about Marlene?
Marlene?
She got a new minivan. It holds 14 people. 16 babies.
That's a maxi van. You know what I'm saying?
It's got a built-in cracker machine, too.
It builds crackers?
No, it makes goldfish crackers. You press a button and every little toddler gets a goldfish cracker.
I've heard that it's got a cannon in it, too.
A cannon?
It shoots
what?
T-shirts.
Yeah, it's got a T-shirt cannon in it, too. I heard about that.
She goes to NBA basketball games and shoots them from center court.
That doesn't make any sense. I didn't know about that.
I thought that's where they shot T-shirts. Arena football.
Well, but you know what? She's such a gossip.
She is.
I hate her.
She cannot shut her mouth. Then when we were done, there was like, he wasn't crying, but there was like, he was moved.
He cried one cashew.